Hi, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I'm coming at you with a one-page layout for Ginger's Corner Art Heist Challenge for the month of January. And one of her team captains, Mallory Oubre, posted a page that we could heist, that we could steal, with hearts in a wreath of hearts, and one photo on it. I'm modifying that slightly. I'm going to use hearts, and I'm going to use a little bit smaller hearts than she did, and I'm going to put them in the shape of a heart instead of a circle. So I just sort of sized it for a 12 by 12 and just created half of it, and I'm going to flip it over and get the other half. Can't see this line super well, but so I do struggle with that a little bit, putting it on this dark piece of paper. Her page also had a frame. Let me post a picture of the original up in the top. And the picture that I am documenting is my daughter and her 4 half-sisters on our recent vacation. So I've pulled a whole bunch of papers from my mind's eye. I think it's Gingham Garden. And I love the collection. It's not necessarily my typical colors. It's a little more muted. It's lots of blues and grays, but it's beautiful, and I thought that it would work really well to do sort of a tone-on-tone page here. So I'm using my old creative memories so that all the hearts are the same shape, but different sizes. So my first round through, I think I cut one of each size for each pattern that I was going to include. So I don't make you watch all of that, just the first few. So in some cases I could use both sides, and in some I thought that maybe it was too big. I did go back and end up cutting some of those just to get some more of a mustard color on this page. So I'm just going to go through. Because they're directional, I did have to just start at the top of some of the pages instead of the bottom. And then the florals got a little challenging because I wanted to include the floral elements and just trying to include things that you could tell were floral and not just a mess. I do love this geometric pattern on the back side though. So I keep doing that. I also go through and ink all of these with, I think it's the Tim Holtz, the faded jeans color. It's kind of the closest I had to this. It's a navy blue. And there's this nice wood grain in there as well. Just for a little lightness. All right, so all of those are cut, and then I decide I'll use this blue for matting the photo. But then I felt like it didn't really have enough contrast on the paper. So I'm going to use a couple of other pieces of paper, this polka dot and this stripe. And the reason I'm using this, not stripe, this plaid, I can get almost solid of that gold color on 2 sides of it. So I think that will help. And now I just start fussing around with the hearts. This takes me quite a while. partly because I couldn't see the line. So I start with the bigger ones, sort of get those close to where I want them, but I don't want them perfectly evenly spaced either. So I do change that a little bit, overlap a few of the big ones, and then I'm going to fill in with the smaller ones. And of course I can leave space where the photo is going to go. So I'm happy with that, but it's time to get it matted so I can position things accurately. And I'm just cutting this as large as I can. And again, inking those layers. So that is not evenly spaced because the picture is a 4x6 and this is a 6x8 paper. So they're not quite the right size, but I like that, sort of gives you a good layered look. So in the center I have all my extras that I'm going to do, and I'm just trying to make sure it's going to look like a heart when I am finished. So this is me hemming and hawing. Okay, time to start committing. And this is sped up pretty fast, so I did take my time doing this. One of those pages where I wanted it to look pretty close to perfect. And on this one I realized I had put adhesive on the wrong side. That's the nice thing about this removable adhesive, it just rubs off pretty easily. And I'm just trying to space them out and make sure I have the patterns not too close together and a mix of the colors near each other. So as you can see, I don't have a lot of that gold yet. And I'm just going to hand cut the border strip off so I don't have to put it, I should have done this before I started, but I didn't think about it. And we're going to ink this as well. It doesn't really show up that much, but it does make sure that you don't see sort of the white core from the paper or anything like that. And I really enjoyed the sort of calming nature of this. So let's cut ahead to embellishing. All right, so I have all of the hearts down. You can see I have a lot more hearts than in the original. That's probably because I use smaller hearts and I didn't really go back and try and duplicate the inspiration. I had looked at it, remembered the idea, sketched it on my own piece of paper, and that way it's a little easier to make it my own. So here I'm just adding in, going through the embellishments that came with the kit, looking for things that might work. I'm just going to add a few layers on top of the heart and a few florals here and there. And there were a couple of hearts both in the chipboard and the stickers and stuff, and so I'm going to add those as sort of additional smaller hearts. I also liked this cut apart card that says beautiful, because these girls are all beautiful. I also included just that little cut apart for the date. I don't think my daughter will need to journal a lot about this. And I liked that bird, and the bird was looking back toward the page. So I'm going to trim this out. It was a little bigger than I wanted. And I think I rounded the corners as well. So I got my corner rounder out. Excuse me. Just to soften it a little. And then I still want it to show the words. But not leave any gaps. And then I'm just using some of these embellishments to sort of surround the photo a little bit. I've got that word love, and so when I saw that word love, I decided I wanted to use it, and so I'm going to write sister love for the title. Takes me a minute to get that positioned where I really want it. And I have a few hearts left over, you can see to the right of my page, and I'm going to use those on the facing page, which is a picture of all the kids at dinner the same night. So now I'll get out the, I think this is the sticker sheets, and there's a lot, there's like 6 or 8 sticker sheets, 6 probably. And I also decide I'm going to pop a few things up. Even after I finished filming, I did go back, I think, and pull a few of the hearts out and popped them up just to add some dimension and differentiation for some of them. So just looking at all these sticker sheets, there's a huge variety of stuff on these sheets. There's numbers, dates, all sorts of stuff. So I decided that heart looked a little lonely, and I wanted to add a few things. Now, these are the letters that I had thought I would use, but they don't have enough contrast. They don't show up enough against that dark paper. So that's not going to work. And I'm going to pull out some different letters. So I found these that are kind of wood grain, but they're a gray wood grain, and I thought, well, maybe I can just color them. How does that look? And it looks great. Brings in the right tones. It's still got enough contrast, you can see it. So I just use the ink that's on my dauber to enhance that a little bit, make it a little bit of a blue wood grain. Don't be afraid to modify your letters. I don't do it that often, but I need to not feel limited by the color that I'm presented with. So just going through the sticker sheets, looking for things, mostly sticking with the heart concept. And I think enamel dots are next. Oh no, chipboard. So those were stickers, and then we have this chipboard, and there are a couple of chipboard hearts on there that I wanted to use. So I added those. And these beautiful enamel dots are going to get added. That did not have enough adhesive on it. So please give this video a thumbs up. I'm really happy with this page. It's going in my daughter's album, her senior year album, and come back for more content. I've got several more pages prepped for this album, and I've got a haul video coming up. So come back for more, subscribe so that you can keep up with what's going on in Allie's Space to Craft.